All right, so can I see this? Right, so
yeah, now it's fine.
Thank you. We've talked about the domiciliary care, which I believe we all understand now. That is one of the models. So there are people, while they are approaching the end of their lives or they're in adult care, they begin to lose their independence. They can't do the things they used to do before because they're not very active. They begin to have impairments, so visual impairment, hearing impairment. The body system begins to become more frail. They will need care and support. That is why care workers, support workers are very important, and other healthcare professionals. So what we're going to do now is going to give us some background to the care home sector or industry, and then we'll move on from there. And so if you are happy to take us through this first slide with some historical background, I'll be fine, Nina. Thank you. Nina. Okay. So in the
Yes,
UK,
Chris.
yes,
Sorry.
Are you able to take us through this slide?
Yeah. I need to read?
Yes, please.
Okay. In the UK, care sector is one of the fastest growing sectors. The aging population, advancement in medical science, and increase in public awareness about healthcare are the major factors that lead to a popularity of this sector. These factors intermingled created a combined effect on the need for the development of quality care services.
Thank you. So the basic factor for the importance and relevance of the care home sector is the aging population. So like I was explaining earlier on, while people are growing, they are becoming less active and they're becoming more dependent than independent. And so they will need a place where they can receive 24/7 care holistically. And that was what gave birth to the care home industry, which is one of the fastest growing sectors of the economy. So let's look at these statistics. So this is why it becomes more prominent, the care home. Look at the statistics. 50 plus, 60 plus, 65 plus, 85 plus. And this is the mapping or the target and the expectation by 2030. We are now in 2023. Sorry, we're now in 2022. So by 2030 and 2040, this is the expectation. 1 in 4 people in the UK will be aged 65. So there will be a need. This is it. There will be a need for more facilities and more support in the health and social care sector, i.e. the care home, particularly, which we're focusing on now. So this is why the care sector is a very important sector. And hence, you are in a good place doing this course because you stand a lot of prospects in terms of career and employment. Right. Nina, would you like to continue for us? Okay.
Yes,
Nina,
please.
yeah, please.
Yeah. 82% increase is expected by the year 2030 from here.
Yeah.
Okay. With this population, the need for elderly care took an upward curve. The care market includes local authority-funded organizations, voluntary and private home care providers, residential care providers, and nursing home, etc. In the UK, there are now a total of about 18,000 care providers. It is expected that this number will increase more as the need for the care for elderly people seem to be more in demand, which seems in future there will be 630,000 care providers.
That's right. So you see, there is huge
from
expectation.
18,000 currently, it will jump to 600,000.
630. Yes.
My God, we have a big scope.
Big, very big. And that is why this sector is important. The health and social care sector, very important sector. There will always be jobs, there will always be employment, there will always be demand, there will always be need. Very, very important.
Okay.
Right. Lalita, could you please take us through this?
Yeah, elderly people and care services in the UK. Care providers in the UK offer various care services. Elderly people can get residential care, long-term care in close residential settings provided by the residential care organizations. Home care services are offered for the elderly people who are reluctant to leave their home or prefer to live in a family life. Nursing care services are offered by nursing homes where there will be qualified nurses to help elderly people lead a much better and independent life. Depending upon the level of care and care, charges may vary. Some of the organizations have flexible monthly payment structure, whereas some offer quarterly, half-yearly, or annual payment structure. Elderly people can expect to receive high-quality care as these service providers are licensed, surveyed by the health community officials in the UK from time to time.
Thank you very much, Lalita.
Yeah.
Yes, so as we've seen, 3 of them are featured here. The home care, which is the domiciliary care, which we looked at on Monday. Basically for people, elderly people who want to remain in their homes until they die, or the family home until they die. And the nursing home is this one. So the nursing home is where there are qualified nurses because there are medical needs or healthcare and medical needs for the residents in the nursing home compared to the care home. And so nurses are supposed to be there to respond to and provide the nursing that the elderly people there need to be able to continue their independent living. And so the care home is also there, which provides the 24/7 care because there are care workers, there are support workers, but there is minimal presence of nurses because the nursing home is where the nurses are required to be there to do their nursing practice for the purposes of those who require medical care. Okay. So that is just a brief summary of the evolving nature of the care home. Next is some case study that I want us to look at in relation to what we see happening in the care homes vanguard. So I'll just be pointing out some key things. A lot of things have changed in relation to the way care homes run from what it used to be than what it is now. And also with the provision of health and social care support and services to the elderly people who need it. There is what we call telecare. So providing care and support services by telephone. We have telecoaching also, which happens on the telephone. Telemonitoring, whereby people's health care is monitored, and teleconsultation. All of these are done over the phone. Very interesting. And about 2 years ago, the pandemic made all of these much more relevant because there were situations where people were not able to go in person to see their GPs. And so the GP will call you, listen to what's happening to you, and give you prescriptions. And sometimes you go and pick up prescriptions. Sometimes different things were delivered depending on the nature of the person's health. So the telecare, telecoaching, telemonitoring, teleconsultation was happening much more during that time. Now, this also happens when you call for an ambulance. Most of the time, they'll have you on the phone and be talking you through whatever is going on. Maybe if you call yourself or you call for someone living in your house, and they will be asking you to be monitoring and checking what is happening to the person, giving instruction while they dispatch the emergency services, the ambulance, just to make sure that they are in control. They are monitoring. It's part of telemonitoring. They are monitoring what is happening while the ambulance or the paramedics or the emergency services come in there. So all of these are relevant aspects of it. Now, have a look at this system. It is a system that is designed by default. So I was talking about the emergency services, as you can see in this. Some people seem to do quite well without waiting for healthcare support. Others are not able to, and that is why we have all of these digital healthcare provisions. The care home basically is a place where individuals who subscribe to being in the care home for the rest of their lives live there until they die. And so, like we were looking at on Monday, it becomes their home away from home. There they have 24-hour care and support. People who support them with their personal care needs and every other thing. The families who want to visit them there. Celebrate their birthdays there.
I love this picture. I love this picture. It's so cool.
It's very creative, isn't it? You see,
Yeah,
you see how
it's like cool
it.
grandma. You know what, Chris, sorry to interrupt you, but like I was thinking that we should hold at least 1 or 2 minutes silence in respect of Queen in our session.
Definitely, we'll do it at the end.
Yeah.
And on Monday, I'm going to ask everyone to come along with a candle, okay?
Okay.
And then we are all going to light our candle.
Oh yeah, and Monday itself is the
Burial.
Funeral
Yes.
services. Yeah.
Yes. So that's very thoughtful of you, Nina.
And you know what? Like she was 96, and it was very much expected because it's life. But still, it's taking some time to digest because just 2 months back we had celebrated Jubilee, like Platinum Jubilee.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like it still feels fresh in our mind.
Very much so. It's unbelievable, isn't it?
And actually, she's been part of our life for so long. Even my grandma knows, back in India.
Yeah.
Very long time. In fact, like people are creating memes that Prince Charles finally got a job.
Because the top job has become available.
Yeah, still up people taking time to take him to as the king.
It's going to take time.
Yeah, of course, because she had the huge aroma, and her personality was enigmatic.
Very much. Yeah, using the right words. A lot of big words there, which are very meaningful, and it's also partly because we came to meet her, and she's been there all our lives.
Yeah,
except
in our all generations, basically.
Yes, that's it.
Actually, she rightly said that she represents United Kingdom,
Very much so.
She represents, she's the face of it.
And a great unifier.
Yeah.
Great unifier. We just hope and pray that things will continue much more in a very positive and upward direction without her being here physically. Yes, so thank you for your comments on that picture. So the Queen was 4 years away from this, isn't it? 100. All right. So let us look at this. Anyone heard from Sarah? No? And Richard? And right. So with the teleconsultation, we see prison healthcare. It is provided at that level as well. Care at home, in people's homes in relation to domiciliary care, nursing and residential care, that also is provided there, supporting end-of-life patients who spend some time, some of them spend their time in the hospice. You all know what a hospice is, isn't it? And some spend their time in their homes, because most of the time when people are approaching the end of their lives, the doctors will give you options, especially those who are inpatients in the hospital. They'll ask you, do you want to die at home or you want to die in a hospice? So you need to make a decision depending on what the person wants. Some would prefer to die in a hospice, so they'll spend the rest of their days or weeks or months in a hospice. A hospice is a place where there is like 24-hour care as well, but then they are preparing the individual for the end of their lives until they pass away. Support is provided for the person, support is provided for the family. When there are children involved, support is provided for the children. You know of this lady who died of bowel cancer recently. That was part of the provision that was there for her. So there is also 24/7 clinical hub, improving patient experience, changing patient flow. All of these are meant to ensure that people have choice for the healthcare provisions. And this is a case study by this particular hub. And it's very important that we take one or two things that are relevant to what we are studying from it. So the electronic shared records that are there help them to connect. It's all centralized, so there is access to what the GP provides, access to the individual's health history and everything. So they are able to connect everything and be able to provide the much needed care and support that the individual requires. Let me know if you have a question or a contribution to make. It also ensures that people are able to access care and support wherever they need it and however they need it. This is part of the provision for this hub. What are the aims of this service? There is a provision of safe, effective, high standard care and support for the adults and the individuals who subscribe to it. To support the residents to stay at home. So it's like a home away from home for those who subscribe to go to the care home, and those who want to be at home in the domiciliary sense also receive the same support. The residents are supported, nurses are supported, and then the carers are also involved in the planning and the delivery of the care for the service users. So there is a high level of care and support for all those involved in the care of the individual. Now, there are some things here we're going to explain further. All these are part of the Airedale and Partners Hub provision. There is what they call the Gold Line, the GP Triage, Intermediate Care Hub, Acute Care Team, Single Point of Access, Complex Care Team. Now, I'm going to explain that here. So the Gold Line is a 24-hour telephone service for people who are at the end of their lives. It's designed to provide nursing care with a lot of innovation involved and support for people who are terminally ill and could die at any time, as well as for their families. And it's in some specific places, as you can see here, as well as Bradford. The care provided by the nurses running the helpline and the services they coordinate mean that there is significantly higher proportion of people who have been able to die in the place of their own choice. So they choose where they want to die. There are different places that they can choose, and then they plan the care for them according to their decision. And this is also part of advanced decisions, you know. And sometimes they cover them, and that is why you see the filming and all of those things. It's meant to give them dignity towards the end of their lives. So they die in dignity, and they die knowing that they have spent their lives well. Then the GP triage is also a method by which a doctor telephones the patient and assesses through a detailed history. So because everything is centralized, it is all assessed history, whether the patient's medical problems can be managed without the patient having to come in for a face-to-face assessment, and through that appointment that is made. So clinical assessment is made by the HAP nurses. Then there is onward referral if it is required to healthcare professionals, HCPs, healthcare professionals, for home visits, and then they would visit the individual. Requests for prescriptions are made as and when that is required and that is delivered. A GP surgery is informed by NHS secure mail. So communication happens. It's all done electronically. We saw much more of that during the pandemic. It was all well practiced there. And there's been very good feedback on all of that.
Richard, Chris, Richard is asking for the permission to let in.
Oh, Richard is in. Yeah, is it Richard you mean?
Yeah, he's saying that he's waiting in the waiting room.
Okay, yes. Richard is in now. Richard, can you hear us?
Yes, please.
Okay, thank you, Nina.
Sorry, I'm a bit late. I got delayed by my school long meetings.
Oh, okay. And where's Flo?
Yes, she also went on a school trip, but I've asked her to join.
Chris, you got muted.
Sorry. I didn't know you were not listening to me all this while. Yes, so yeah, it's good to know that you are here, and Flora will be joining in. We've been talking about a care home and how it came into being and the support that is provided. I want you to look at this feedback. There are two. We're going to look at this as one. Just read through, please. Or Nina, you can read for us. And this one. So this is how care and support is emerging, and it's going to be changing more and more. We have seen much more of that during the pandemic, and life is never the same. It's evolving. So that is about the new models. I'm going to move these into the next document, which I will need you to read more of, but then we'll look at some aspects of it that have to do with the care home. This is the document. Let me show it to you from the beginning so you know what it is. So this is the framework for enhanced health in care homes. Can you all see? this document, please? Please let me know if you can see it, and if you can't see it, let me know.
Yeah, we can see it.
All right. So everything that we're going to talk about the care home is in here. We're not going to read everything about it. There are just some aspects we'll look at, and I'll need you to read it. Every information you need here to do your assignment in relation to the models, particularly the care home, they are all in here. So focus on these instead of having to do research on other things, because everything is here. But we're just going to look at an aspect of it. So over here, these are just part of the things in the content. Principles of a successful enhanced, it's all this. Enhance health in care homes. So when you see the EHCH is enhanced, it's talking about enhanced health in care homes, enhanced health in care homes model. But let's move quickly to what I want to talk about. All right. So Michael, we've had Lalita and Nina read for us. So would you like to have a go? Is that okay? Are you in a place where you could read?
You want me to read?
Yes. If Michael is not ready to read, Nina, please.
Sorry, Chris. Florence is in the waiting room.
Oh, really? Okay. Let's see. I'm not able to admit people. I think our host is able to do that for us. So let me see if we can send a message quickly. All right. Yes. So Richard, you could be taking us through, just so we save some time. Thank you.
Okay. So introduction.
Yes.
People living in a care home should expect the same level of support as if they were living in their own homes.
Good.
This can only be achieved through collaborative working between health, social care, voluntary, community, and social enterprise sector, and care home partners.
Thank you. So the first thing we are saying is that people who are living in a care home should expect the same level of support if they were living in their own homes. So there shouldn't be any difference. And that is what the care home providers aspire to provide. So the person should feel comfortable, should feel independent, should feel as if they are living in their own home. Okay, and that's very important. Thank you. I think Florence in. Yes, please go on.
The enhanced health in care homes, the enhanced health in care homes models moves away from traditional reactive models of care delivery towards proactive care that is centered on the needs of individual residents, their families, and care homes staff. Such care can only be achieved through a whole-centered collaborative approach.
Yeah. So the whole system is taken into consideration, and all the needs of the individual are taken into consideration. So you see that in the care home, there are different activities. Apart from providing the care for the individual, there are activities that are meant to bring socialization. There are outdoor activities, indoor activities. Activities are planned around the interest of all the service users, because at the point of entry, which is assessment, they take into consideration the interest, the likes, the wishes, the hobbies of all the service users. So in a care home, there is a particular job role called activities coordinator. The activities coordinator coordinates and plans activities which embraces the interests and hobbies, likes, and preferences of all the residents. And this is also very important to make sure all their needs are met. Thank you. Yes, please continue.
The NHS long-term plan contained a commitment as part of the Aging Well program to roll out EHCH across England by 2024, commencing in 2020. This reflects an ambition for the NHS to strengthen its support for the people who live and work in and around care homes. This includes how urgent community response is accessible to people living in a care home, increased support for nurses working in care homes through a national network, and the appointment of a chief advisor on care home nursing.
Thank you.
Information will,
Yeah,
okay.
So we'll move on from there. So you see that it is at the heart of the NHS as well. So even though we have how do you call it, government provision in relation to care homes, there are also independently or private care homes that are run by private individuals, and but then on the whole they all come under a well-planned monetary system. Let's go on to, let's continue from here. Richard, please continue from here for us. 1.7.
Okay, 1.7. So this implementation framework builds on experiences of those who have implemented the EHCH model since 2016 and describes best practice in doing so. Implementing the good practice EHCH models described in the framework will help to ensure that 1, people living in care homes have access to enhanced primary care and to specialist services and maintain their independence as far as possible by reducing, delaying, or preventing the need for additional health and social care services.
Thank you. Let me explain that before we continue. So here we see that there is something mentioned here, enhanced primary care. Primary care is what we receive from our GP surgeries and walk-in centers. That is primary care. Secondary care is what we receive from the hospitals. So you see that your GP would refer you to the hospital to go and do maybe some tests and then some scans, some screening, all of those things. That's secondary care. Now, so what we're saying is that people who live in the care home have access to enhanced primary care. They are not detached from their GPs. They still have access to all those services that they need. And it's all meant to ensure that their independence is maintained. They don't deteriorate in relation to their health. That's very important. Please, if you have any question or contribution, feel free to bring it in. Otherwise, let's go to the second one, B. So here, what we're doing here is we're talking about good practice of this model in relation to how care homes are run for the elderly. Yes, next, Richard.
So staff working in care homes feel at the heart of an integrated team that spans primary, community, mental health, and specialist care, as well as social care services and the voluntary sector.
That's right. So the staff have the welfare of the service users at the care home at heart, and they span across all these, specialist services. So we have mental health care there, specialist care there, community care, and all of that to make sure all the holistic needs of the people there are taken care of. Thank you. Go on, please.
Budgets and incentives are aligned so that all parts of the system work together to improve people's health and well-being.
Well-being. Good.
D. Health and social care services are commissioned in a coordinated manner, and the role of the social care provider market is properly understood by commissioners and providers across health and social care.
Thank you. Yes, so the services are commissioned, they are coordinated, and they are all monitored. And it's very, very important. Now, they don't stand alone from meeting government regulation. That is why they all need to be registered. And they come under the Care Quality Commission because they have interest in everything that goes on there. That is why when you, those of you remember the videos we watched about when we were talking about safeguarding, how a particular care home where there were a lot of people who had mental health challenges were taken care of. However, they were abused. You saw how the government came into it. The people were prosecuted and the place was closed down. All of those things, actions were taken. So it's all monitored just to make sure that regulations and legislations are followed and the service users receive maximum care that they need to see. Thank you very much, Richard. Welcome, Flora. Are you able to take the next for us, please?
Yes, sir. For the purpose of the EHCH implementation framework, a care home is defined as a CQC registered care home service with or without nursing.
Okay,
Whether
so
each home is
before you
included-
continue, let me continue. Let me explain this. We've been saying from the beginning, the care home doesn't necessarily have nursing provisions because the care home may not be a place where the medical needs of the service users are provided for. But the nursing home, it's a must that the nursing home has qualified nurses there because the service users in the nursing home are people who have medical needs. And so they will need nurses there to attend to their needs accordingly. That is why you see here that it says the care home is defined as a care quality commission registered care home service with or without nursing. So some care homes may have nursing support, some may not have nursing support. So it's very important to take note of that as well. Thank you. Please continue. Flora, please, you may continue.
Oh, sorry.
Mhm.
Sorry. So, whether each home is included in the scope of the service will be determined by its registration with CQC. The CQC website contains a spreadsheet which can be filtered to show CQC registered care homes. This spreadsheet can be found here and is titled CQC Care Directory with filters.
1.9, please.
Shall I go to 1.9?
Yes, please.
Okay. The EHCH service applies equally to people who self-fund their care and to people whose care is funded by the NHS or their local authority. Everyone has a right to high quality NHS service. It is equally applicable to homes for people with learning disabilities and or mental health needs and should not be interpreted as only pertaining to care homes for older people. However, secure mental health units are not in scope.
Okay, so thank you, Flora. So as we can see here, for people who spend the rest of their lives in the care home, there are 3 levels of funding. So we have those who self-fund, so they pay for their own care there. I gave you some examples. Some people sell their homes and use their money to, take care of their care home care. Okay. The same applies to very sheltered residential homes. They sell their homes and property and then spend that money and add whatever savings they have to buy a home in a very sheltered residential home, which becomes their home for life until they die. And that's how it works. And then there are others who are funded by the NHS. And then there are others who are funded by their local authority. It depends on what the needs are and what the requirements are and what the criteria they have met. You know, we talk about eligibility criteria on Monday. So all of those things come in there. And so it's very important to take note of all of that. At the end of it, personalized care and support is provided for them. So the care that they receive is personalized to their individual needs. If someone has dementia, the care is planned according to their needs in the care home. It's not generic. It's not general to everybody. Okay, everyone receives this care. No, the care is tailored to the needs of the individual, and that's very, very important. Right. Okay, so let's continue from here. There are some things I want us to pick up from here. All right. In terms of principles of success. Over here, you will see that just while many people in the care home will be living with complex needs. So like I was explaining, some people have very complex needs. So there are some people who are completely inactive in terms of ability, and they are completely dependent on care workers and support workers for anything and for everything in relation to their care. There are people who have ability, and so they have some level of independence. They can take care of their personal hygiene. However, there are other aspects of their health and care that they will need a care worker or support workers to provide them support for. You know, so complex needs. Some have complex needs, which includes severe frailty. Some are very frail, not able to do anything like I've explained. But then some may not have any frailty. Some are very independent. They can do things for themselves and by themselves. However, we have all of these mixed in the care home. Yeah. Now, so it's another thing that we need to consider is, okay, understanding the typical case mix of local care homes and the length of stay of people living in them will determine the enhanced services and support needed. For example, homes with a resident average length of stay of 70 years. So some have, you know, specific number of years they want to be there. 7 years will not have the same need for palliative care services as those with an average length of stay of under 2 years. So different conditions of stay they may have. All right. We will end on this for the next 5 minutes, and I'm going to give some assignment to all of us, which will get ready for Monday. All right. So I'm going back to Nina. Is Nina available?
Yes.
Please. So Nina, you're going to take A for us, and then Lalita will take B for us, and we end it then, and I go to the assignment. So conditions critical for success of those who live in the care home. Yes.
Okay. Conditions critical for success. A, personalized care. Putting the needs of the person at the center through what matters to you. Conversations and personalized care and support planning processes.
Thank you. So the needs of the person is at the center. So there is personalized care for those who are in the care home. Personalized care. So you should know what they need, basically. And this is all related to the outcomes we talked about earlier on. Number 2, please.
Supporting people to talk about the outcomes that matters most to them and encouraging and enabling them to take on as much responsibility as they want to manage their own care, health, and well-being.
Thank you. So here is where we promote their independence. So we don't do everything for them. If you're doing everything for them, they are going to lose their independence. They will depend on you for everything. They're not going to be active, no. And their health will deteriorate because these are elderly people. So what we do is we enable them to take on as much responsibility as possible. They want to walk to the bathroom, let them walk. You don't wheel them in a wheelchair, no, whatever, everything. I'm just giving an example. If they can prepare a cup of tea, yes, let them turn the kettle on. They are exercising, you know, all of these things. So, and the same thing we do for our children as they are growing up. Exactly as we take care of our children, you link that to that stage of their lives as well. Okay, and the third one there.
Supporting carers in families and recognizing their needs as well as those of the individual care home resident and acknowledging them all as experts in their own care and lives.
Good. So these are some of the things that go on in the care home and also in relation to the needs of the individuals and how these are taken into consideration in planning their care. Please, I will need you to read the rest of these documents, and that is going to help you in answering the question that has to do with care home. So there are some other things here you can take note of. You know, all of these are considered into their nutrition, medication, and other things, mental health care, dementia care, end of life care, all of that are there. Yeah. All right. Then let's go to the assignment. There is an assignment I want to give to everyone for Monday. I'm going to get it from here for the next. How many minutes do we have? Yes, we have some good time. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to break down some things for us. Please. Okay. Richard. Is Richard there?
Hello, Grace.
Yes, Richard, could you do me a favor? To spell out some things. Could you put them in the chat?
On the chat.
In the chats for me.
Okay.
Okay. Right. Oh, sorry. I'm just about to make a mistake. Right. Okay. So I'm going to give you everyone something to research, work on, and present to us on Monday. Okay.
Okay.
So, I was going the wrong way. Okay, so let me start from Nina. So Richard, you write Nina.
Okay. Nina, yeah.
Yeah, so Nina, you are going to research and present on the purpose of care homes. Okay, and the purpose of home care. Nina, I hope you are listening. The purpose of care homes, the purpose of home care, and the purpose of nursing homes. So 3. Nana is doing 3 for us.
Purpose of
Purpose
care
of
homes.
care homes.
Uh-huh.
The purpose of domiciliary care, in other words, home care.
Purpose of care homes. Then second one is
Purpose of home care, domiciliary care.
purpose of home care.
And purpose of, what did I say again? Nursing homes.
Nursing homes.
Let me add one to it, because you have large capacity. The purpose of residential homes. Yeah.
Like it's 4.
4, yes. Don't go too much. Give us 4 points for each of them. It's fine.
Just make it 3 only because Sunday I have my son's birthday party.
Okay, for residential
Sunday,
home,
I'll be busy.
residential home, just give us on. Okay, I'll break it down for you. For each of them, give us 3 points. Is that better?
So care home, home care, nursing home, and
Residential.
Residential home.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Only 3
residential
points.
home.
Yes. Resident. Yeah. Only
Just
3
2 points each, right?
Three, please. 3.
Okay.
Thank you. Well done. Then Richard.
Mm.
Richard, I have to give you something difficult.
Hey, no. School has reopened and I'm
Okay.
marking so many books.
Don't worry, the Lord is your strength. Lalita will give us the functions. Okay, functions. This is a little different from what I gave to Nina. The functions of care homes. You can get all of them in this document we just looked at now. The functions of care homes.
So all 4 for Lalita as functions.
Very good. You are a very wise woman, you know.
And 3 points, yeah?
3 points, please. Yeah. So while Nina is doing purpose.
But purpose and functions are like more or less, it's like, flip of the same coin.
Yes, but the purpose is more talking about why.
Why? Yeah. And then functions is
about how.
Okay.
Yeah, the role. Yeah.
Okay.
So if it's same, Nana, we'll do copy paste. Don't worry.
Okay. Then, Richard, I hope you got all of that. Can we continue?
Yeah, so functions of care home, residential homes, and nursing homes.
Yeah.
3.
And who's the next person?
The
Home
next person
care
is Sarah.
homes and home care.
So, Lalita, you have 4.
Lalita, we have 4.
Home care, nursing
Care
home,
home.
and residential.
Lalita, I'll explain you. Let them finish it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
So, Sarah, the management and governance. So, how is the care home managed? Okay, so Sarah is going to talk about the management and governance of care homes.
Please, who is that? Is it Sarah?
Sarat, so SARAT.
Yeah, Sarah. Yeah, I got it.
Thank you. The management. So how is the care home managed and governed? So the management and governance of care home, home care, and nursing home, as well as residential care. I just need 3 points.
The management and governance of.
So how is the care home managed? How is it governed? How is the home care managed? How is it governed? How is the nursing home managed? How is it governed? How is the residential care managed and governed? Yeah.
So we just need to say it, or we need to give you some presentation, or like, what is it?
Yes, please prepare a presentation. Everybody will have 10 minutes.
So will you allow us to share the screen?
Yes, please. So you are going to be the teachers and I'll be the students on that day.
Oh, okay. It's like a kind of role play.
Thank you very much. Okay, so Richard, I don't know why I'm tempted to call you Michael. I call you with the name of the angel. So Michael, we were, the lesson we were on before you, so Richard, we were on before you came in. We're talking about telecare and all of those things. Yeah, so you are going to explore, you're going to find out, research, innovation, okay, along care home, what innovations have come in relation to the provision of care home services.
Research what innovations
and alignment. So innovation and alignment, basically we're talking about what are the new things being done from how it used to be, okay, in relation to care home, nursing home, residential, and home care. Then the last one,
nursing homes
and home care. Okay, the last one is for Flora. Flora, yeah. So Flora is going to find out. This is a more personal question, and this is one of the easiest questions you are going to write, but you have to choose a particular setting. You have to choose either a care home or a home care or a domiciliary care or a nursing home, and find out what are the internal governance procedures. How are things meant to be done? What are the policies and the processes of doing things? So you would choose two. Flora, you would choose two of the four. I like care home, nursing home, domiciliary, or residential care setting. And choose two of these and tell us about internal governance procedures. It's a little different from Sarat's question. Sarat's question is more general, but here we're talking about internal, what happens from within. Is that okay, Flora?
Can you repeat the question, please?
Okay, so Flora, you are going to research. You will choose two settings.
Can I leave?
Yes,
This-
if it's 8, you can leave. No, if 7, yes, you can leave, please.
Yeah, because my kids are asking for me.
Thank you very much, and well
Okay.
done. See you on Monday. So everyone will
Okay, see you
prepare
on Monday.
a PowerPoint presentation. You have 10 minutes. You present, we'll ask you questions if we have any, and then you will do justice to that. Flora, you are to research or choose either a care home, home care, nursing home, or residential care, and tell us about the governance, internal governance procedures that are used in that specific setting. Is that okay? Does that make sense, Flora?
Yes, sir.
Thank you so very much. And does anyone have any question, please, on their question? And could you please send me what you've written out for everyone, Richard, please?
Yeah, I've put it on the group chat.
I've not seen it. Maybe you sent it to somebody.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's not for everyone, so I can't see.
Ah, okay. Where do you want me to send it to you?
You can email it to me.
Okay. Or can I WhatsApp it?
You don't have my number.
Oh,
Okay, I'll give it to you.
okay, sir.
So that's my email. That's my number.
Okay. Yeah, got it.
Thank you all so very much, and see you on Monday.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Flora. Thank you, Lalita. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you, Raj.